Hello and welcome back everyone to another one of my tutorial videos. So I'm doing a little Cisco Packet Tracer tutorial series in the coming few days. Since we all are in lockdown and quarantine, I suppose we can utilize the time and do a little bit of labbing. So tonight I want to do a quick lab on Dhcp services on a Cisco iOS router. So let's go right ahead and have a look at that. So pop out the router over there, let's get the network devices, grab a switch, we'll go over to Endpoint Devices, we'll grab two different kind of endpoint devices. Let's connect them up, router to the switch to the endpoint devices. So this is going to be a really short little tutorial, but it's still something nice to practice, and especially if you want to go out for your CCNA, it's good concepts to practice and to learn and to understand. So this is a fresh router. As you can see that the configuration dialog just came up, and we do not want that right now. We'll work from the command line straight like this and configure it ourselves. So we'll go into configuration terminal. Remember guys, if you don't know what commands you should enter, just question mark through it, or if you know some of the commands, just tab it out. So let's say OSP, it's not doing that now, but I'll show you now in the configuration. So let's go right ahead, and we want to do IP DH, so you can tab that out, and you can also question mark it. So we want to go and exclude addresses, and the addresses that we will be excluding is 192.168.1.1, and this will then go all the way up to 196.1.1.1.100. So we'll exclude those 100 IP addresses from being assigned in the DHCP pool. So now that the exclusion has been configured, let's go ahead and configure the DHCP services themselves. So we'll say IP DHCP and we'll question mark. So we'll see over here that we've done this step now. We will be creating a pool and not a relay, because we're not relaying from a server, we are creating the actual server itself. So let's go right ahead and say pool, and from here we can call it something. So let's call it my DHCP and question mark. Okay, cool. Now we're in the DHCP group and we can configure it. So let's see what is here. So let's say network, and in the network we are going to assign 192.168.1.0, and it's going to be a /24 network. If my hands want to work today, it's been quite a long day, so that is there. Yeah. What else can we do? We can say yes, we need to assign a default router. Default router is 192.168.1.254. This will be the interface of the router, which is that gig 0x0x0, which is pointing back to the switch and the endpoint devices, because this is the interface which will be the default gateway where they need to go and fetch their information from. And let's see what other options we've got here, and we've got DNS server as well. So let's go ahead and do that as well. It will be fun.254. Okay, so that pretty much does it for the DHCP configuration point. Let's go back into configuration terminal, and we still need to configure a loopback address, and we need to do a configuration for the gigabit Ethernet 0x0x0. So let's go ahead and do that. Interface loopback 0. It's changed status to up, automatically. Loopback interfaces come up automatically. Normal interfaces do not come up automatically, and you have to issue that no shut command so that it actually comes up. So let's go and do IP address, and we'll assign it that, and we'll make it a /32, and my best practice, say no shut in any case, just so that you know that it is definitely not in a shutdown state. And then interface gigabit Ethernet 0x0x0, IP address, and we're gonna add in 192.168.1.254, and this will be a /24 network, so it's 255.255.255.0. Now that that is configured, we can say no shut, and you'll see what I mean now, and the status has changed to up. This is what I mean by the loopback addresses. As we can see over here, it has changed to up. Okay, so now that that is all done, we can see that the status over here has turned to green. This one is over orange over here because it still needs to negotiate a whole bunch of stuff on the interfaces themselves and encapsulation of traffic. And okay, so that should pretty much be it. Let's do a show run. I can go through the configuration that we've just done now. So on the show run, which is the running configuration, we can see the exclusion of the addresses that we've done. We can see the DHCP pool that we've created. And then if you go further down, we can see there's some spanning tree as well, which comes automatically with the box. Just a quick note here, this one is turned to green, so this link is all good. Here's the loopback interface that we created. Here's the gigabit Ethernet configuration that we've done automatically on a duplex and full speed. So now that this has been done, we should be good to go to our endpoint devices. So let's have a look at the endpoint device. We'll go to desktop, we'll go to IP configuration, and it's currently set to static. We'll set this to DHCP, and we can see here that the DHCP request has been successful, and it's starting from 192.168.1.101 because we excluded all of the IP addresses from 1 to 100, so it will start assigning from 101. So let's do it over here, and we'll say DHCP requesting and successful 102. Do the same on this one. Okay, amazing, it's looking good so far. Okay, let's hop into the command prompt. Now the command prompt commands are pretty much Windows based, so we can say ipconfig, and we can see our default gateway and IP address has been assigned. Let's do ipconfig /all, and then from here what we can now see is the MAC addresses that we have. We can see our IP addresses, the subnets, the default gateway, the DNS server, and the DHCP server IP addresses, and this is all part of the configuration that we originally did up over here. So thank you very much for tuning in. This concludes our little DHCP practice that we did. I will also post a link in the description to this document. This document is actually quite nice for if you want to configure the iOS DHCP services, and it also gives you an idea of what your environment will be like, the commands that you need to issue. There's some really good information here, so if you guys want to read up on it and do a little bit of research, I will also copy this link in the video description. Thanks guys, if you like this, please give it a thumbs up. If not, give it a thumbs down. I will be doing more tutorials in the coming days now that we all are in lockdown. I'll be doing more serious configurations as we go along. I just wanted to do this for the fun of it and also show you guys how it works and fun stuff that you can do with Cisco Packet Tracer. Alright guys, have a good one. Cheers.